Happy Thursday, everyone. We are near the end of the week, mid February. It's almost Valentine's Day. So, this is a special interview. Thank you for joining Behind the Box. I'm your girl, Carrie Croft. I am the founder of the Vitamin M Box, M standing for all things melanin. We're a monthly box subscription service curated with products in different industries from Black owned businesses. We also curate special events and then special platforms like this where I want you guys to actually meet the entrepreneurs. It's not just about a product in the box. We're here to build our community, support our businesses, and tell our stories. And I always want you guys to hear the entrepreneur story. It's always inspiring. You feel the connection and love behind their business and their products. So tonight, I'm introducing you to Chuck Holliday. Chuck is the founder of Made Lifestyle Collection. You've seen me, guys, talk about our couples box, which is still on sale, by the way. We introduced a new premium, a luxe couples box for Valentine's Day and onward. But it features two of his fragrances. And I've been laughing all week as I've been talking about this box because I know I've been botching the name. So I cannot wait for him to correct me on how to pronounce it. But with all that being said, I've introduced you to Chuck Holliday. What's up, Chuck?
How's it going, Carrie? It's good to be
Um,
here. I appreciate you for bringing me on. I don't do a lot of media stuff. I don't speak a lot, but I appreciate this. This is great. This is
No, well,
cool.
thank you. Thank you for saying yes. And it's great meeting you. I always love to see. I'm
It's
always
good meeting
talking
you
behind
too.
email, so it's always great to see the face.
Absolutely, and it's crazy because I actually had heard about you way before we actually met via email,
Oh,
through our publicist, through my
yes.
publicist. So
Shout
it was
out to
kind of,
Nicole.
yeah. I said, oh, okay. I said, oh, I was already familiar with you. So yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's dope. So I'm glad we got to connect. Chuck also sponsored a giveaway we had last month. So
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
shout
That
out
was
to Krishna Davenport. She was the winner of that special giveaway. So Chuck, tell the people, like walk us through your background first, because you have an interesting background.
very. I don't even know where to start. I was born in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Raised in Brevoort houses. Fabulous is from there, as well as Mona Scott's husband, Sean Young. We all grew up together.
Mhm.
Um, I grew up bullied a little bit. I have military parents. So I was able to move to Alaska for a little while with my dad.
Ooh,
That was an
wow.
interesting experience. Yeah. Um, you know, kind of experienced a little bit of that. Lived in the DC area for a good chunk of my teen years. Shuttled kind of back and forth between New York and the DC area. That's still, I consider that my second hometown.
DC?
Um, yeah, so just that, and then I was a rapper back in the '90s.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
yeah,
you
yeah.
can't just
Just,
you can't
nothing
just skip by
major
that because
now, but
back in the what?
back in the early '90s.
See, like you can't skip by that because I still only listen to '90s R&B and hip hop and dance hall.
Wow. Yeah, I literally.
And
Wow. Yeah, I literally was heavy in that group, Onyx, and yeah,
what?
yeah. I got to open up for them and a few other people. I wasn't really a big fan of the performance side of it, so I stayed behind the scenes. Got out of that in around 2002. Got into some photography work out of nowhere. I did that for a few years, and then a
Mhm.
long time acquaintance of mine recommended I get into video production. And at first, I said, "No, I'm not. I'm not a video producer." And she already had a camera, and said, "Well, I already have a camera, and I have a check for you with your first job, so you're now a video producer."
Oh,
And that was my
that's
first gig,
scary.
and yeah, I mean, I had to learn that on the fly, and I started my first real couple of gigs. I worked for ABC Buffalo for a local entertainment show. We used to send the tapes up to Buffalo, so that was cool with Kenya Thomas. And then I eventually worked at thisis50.com,
Hmm.
which was my first kind of New York City gig. And I did that for a while, and that was interesting. I didn't get paid a dime being there, but the experience I learned shaped me up for everything else. If
I'm
I
sure.
didn't, huh?
I said I'm sure it did.
Yeah, yeah, it shaped me up for everything. I got to learn a lot on the fly. I worked with Lenny S.
Mhm.
who's one
Okay.
of the show hosts that I was working on, as well as obviously 50 Cent. I used to call him Mr. Cent, so I used to always get a chuckle out of the audience, the office. So I did that for a while. I did that for about a year. I moved into TV work. I worked at NBC, Bloomberg, Fox Business, Fox News, NBC News, um, for like 1 second at CBS. And I got burnout because I worked in cable news, and at some point you just get burned out. That politics is a lot,
I can't
and
stand.
I caught a burnout, and I said, let me start something. And I was doing the fashion industry stuff, so I was doing Fashion Week as well. So in addition to all this, I was also filming Fashion Week nonstop. And I said,
Wow.
I need a getaway,
Mhm.
and I always had an interest in handkerchiefs and ties and things like that, but I didn't really think that I could turn it into a brand. And I started Made Lifestyle Club because it was originally called Made Lifestyle Club
Okay.
in 2015. And my then girlfriend suggested, no, you're going to make this a full fledged brand. You're not going to make this just for you and your friends. So change that to collection. So I
Okay.
club to
Smart.
collection. That was a costly change. I already had everything branded, ready to go, but I started that with just 8 pocket squares. I learned how to sew from a 10-year-old on YouTube, and I was off and running.
I love it. I love it. So you started off with just pocket squares. So how long did it take for you to start to diversify your collection?
Well, it took about a year. I started when I was in New York. Obviously, I started the brand in 2015, late 2015, while I was in New York. And anybody who knows New York lifestyle knows we don't have any space in the apartments.
Right.
Yeah,
Fact.
so 600 square foot apartment is not going to get it done. Um, Summer of 2016, I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, and doubled my space, which allowed me to now look at other options. I always had an interest in cologne and fragrance, but I didn't really think it would be possible for me to launch my own.
Mm.
And through Joseph Paul, who's a perfumer in the New York area, I was able to launch my first scent Christmas of right before Christmas of 2016,
Okay.
called May Day. So it was a jointly produced fragrance, and I didn't know what to do. It was a plain bottle. It just had May Day scribbled on it, and it was 3 ounces. And I didn't know the business, so I sold 3 ounces for $20. I
Wow.
lost a lot of money. No, but it was fun. I sold everything in like 8 days, and I
Mhm.
knew I figured let me try a little bit more with this. So Joseph actually told me, "Hey, you're gonna cut out the middleman, aka me." He said, "I want you to cut me out." So
Okay.
yeah, so he got me to learn how to put together the fragrances myself, and you have to get a permit because it involves alcohol. So I
Okay.
was able to get my dealer and user's permit. And 6 months later, I launched my first scent, made Sport, and I still have it. Sport. That's the kind of the flagship scent, and it's been off and running. I love fragrances, and I can't get enough of doing it. It's fun.
What made you want to jump into fragrances, especially like not like knowing anything about the business? 'Cause I think that's fascinating.
Yeah, I was nervous. I think that we all, as people, kind of coming up, we all had our little stash of fragrances, and I always had mine, and I always said, "Boy, that would be cool if I can just do my own scent one day." I didn't when he told me about the process and getting a permit, and I didn't think it would be possible. I said, "This is a lot of work." Not that that deterred me from doing it, but I was just nervous on.
It was uncharted territory.
Yeah, but then I thought about it for a minute, and I said, "I survived living in Brewood projects. I was bullied growing up.
Uh huh.
I can survive that. I can do a fragrance. I can do it."
Right. I love that.
Yeah, so so I tried. They give you when you get your permit and you go through like a almost like a course. They tell you the pyramid of fragrances. There's only 9 families of fragrance.
Okay.
So everything revolves around the 9 families of fragrance, like the scents. And I said, well, why not? Let me try something different. And I mixed some stuff, and I actually got it on the first go. and
Wow.
I tested it out, and around this time I had a birthday party because this was around my birthday,
Mhm.
so I had a good friend of mine, Special Ed. I'm pretty sure you're familiar.
Yes.
He stopped by, he was in the air. He stopped by, and a couple of other people, and my then girlfriend and a few other people stopped by, and everybody was able to get a little bit of a whiff. And everybody said, "When are you putting this out?" But I didn't know, and I didn't know the fragrance business, so I was selling the fragrance for like $10 or $15. I didn't know.
Wow.
Yeah, but you know what? In the end, it worked out because everybody liked the scent,
Yeah.
and that mattered to me more than anything else.
Mhm.
I don't want to put out anything that smells trash.
Right. You
Anything
don't
that's,
want that attached to your name.
yeah. So it was fun. It
Yeah.
was fun. I really enjoyed doing it.
Yeah. So fast forward. So talk about made lifestyle collections a little bit. So how many items do you have? How many product categories do you have in your collection
It's a lot. I try to keep the brand between 60 and maybe 70 pieces or 60 or 70 products. I usually shuttle out every few months with the pocket squares. I'm now doing bow ties. I'm also doing neckties. So I try to shuffle and shuttle those out every few months, as that way that division stays fresh.
now?
And from there, the fragrances. I only started out doing a couple of fragrances, but as you do one, you do two, you do three, and before I knew it, I had 10.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
I felt like there's so many different scents, and why not?
Mhm. Mhm. So how long did it when you so your first fragrance were they were colognes, right?
Yes, yes.
How long
Cologne
did
was
it
the
take for
first
you to decide to
official
jump
fragrance, and I
into?
actually still sell it. I still sell it in the brand.
Okay. And
It,
how long did it take for you to decide to start doing perfumes?
I'm sorry. Say it again.
How long did it take for you to decide to start doing perfumes as
You
well?
know what's funny? That's funny you say that because I did a lot of pop ups I would do pop ups in New York, most recently Chicago and in Charlotte. And two-thirds of my buyers are women. Two
Mm.
thirds of my buyers are women. And they would always ask, why, where's this, where's the stuff for the ladies?
What about us?
And my answer was always harsh. This is a men's brand, so I'm not going to do anything for the women. But I didn't really realize it, and I said, you can always do something. It doesn't. Everything doesn't have to be cut and dry. And
Right.
I had been sitting on that scent for a couple of years, but I didn't really know what to do with it. And I offered. Here's the thing: I offered that scent up to two other brands, and they declined.
Okay.
And I said, well, I guess I could put it out under the brand. It was just a little. I had to kind of sink myself into it from a business standpoint because of putting out a women's scent on a men's brand. But then again, I went right back to what I just mentioned. Two-thirds of my buyers are women,
Right.
and that pretty
Right.
much sealed the deal right there. And I launched that at the end of May in 2021, and I was nervous. I was very nervous because I know that you all women are very particular, and I was very nervous. I was
I gotta
very.
tell you though, it smells great. So
Thank you, thank you.
let's talk about the two fragrances that are in the couples box. You're gonna have to help me out, okay? So we have our perfume. Now,
I do.
Cadeau.
Now I say it sometimes as Cadeau,
I
in a lazy way of saying it, but it's technically Cadeau.
Cadeau. See, I love that so much better. I've been saying Cadeau, and then you have Rome, right?
And Rome, yes,
Rome. Okay, so say it one more time for me.
Rome
Uh huh.
and Cadeau.
And Cadeau. Okay,
Yeah,
I
but
love
it's
it.
people say it Cadeau as well. I sometimes do that.
I I love it.
Well, thank you, thank you.
I don't like fragrances that are strong. And I love the scent of this perfume. I really do.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm telling you, I was so nervous doing that,
Hmm.
and again, it's a. I've never done a women's scent. I know nothing about women's scents, so it was very difficult to really gauge what what the interests are, and you know, I launched this in the middle of a pandemic, so I couldn't really reach out to but so many friends.
That's,
People are not going
yeah.
to go there like that. So,
Right.
and then I don't want to be negative, but I had an unsupportive girlfriend at the time,
Uh-huh.
and so that made the process difficult as well because I didn't really know where to go with it. But
Hmm.
I said if I could do something minimal, and even if it's something that can mix with another scent,
Hmm.
then all is one.
Yeah.
All is not
Yeah.
lost.
So
I appreciate the fact that you like it, and
no, I love it. What's the story behind the names?
the names. A lot of the names I kind of really tapped into. I wanted to do regular names. I didn't want to do trendy names. I wanted to do regular names. When I launched this brand, I took a birthday trip to Vegas and I stayed at the Vidara. And the Vidara, the name just always fascinated me. And then
Hmm.
when I read it with the name Mint, it didn't mean anything. It more or less meant the and then Dara as in a luxury style, whatever. But I wanted to do names that had some sort of value overall. Cadeau.
Kind of.
Again, I weave in and out of the name. It means gift in French.
Okay.
And yeah, I wanted to do a name that was simple, but not anything that was too difficult to kind of look at and be a little scared away from.
Hmm.
And this is definitely my kind of gift to my audience. Again, my 2/3 women buyers. I just wanted to do something cool, but a lot of the names, the Rhone has a lot to do with the river, France, stuff
Hmm.
like that. So I tried to stay within a lot of the same wavelength with the names,
Okay.
names that are just sound interesting that could
Hmm.
spark conversation.
Hmm. Hmm. And I'm sure you've gotten great feedback on the perfume. I'm
Yeah,
sure of it.
the feedback has been great, and I appreciate you and everyone for that feedback because I don't take that lightly. I listen to my customers, I listen to my clients,
Hmm.
and I here's a funny story, real quick.
Yeah.
Rhone did not smell like what you smelling right now. It was the original version of the Rhone scent, and
Okay.
the feedback was okay. But then I changed the note by accident, and it was a stronger sandalwood in the note, and the feedback was negative. It was
Really?
Yeah, it was bad. So I scrapped that idea. I scrapped that scent. I took the very exact same notes and I rearranged the distribution, and now we have the current version of Rome.
Wow. You know what? You know what? It's so fascinating to hear your story. I always love to hear um, people that jump into the industry, right? And you've just kind of jumped into uncharted territories, like we said earlier, but kind of mastered it. I'm hearing you talk about the notes and flipping different scents and notes to get it just right. Are you? I'm assuming that you're always studying when it comes to your fragrances.
Yeah,
Like,
look. I don't take anything for granted. I always try to run all of my ideas by people who I know are into fragrance, fragrance connoisseurs. People like that.
mhm,
I do wear a lot of my scents. I wear a lot of other scents too, so I don't just wear my stuff all the time. But
right.
Rome happened to be my favorite after I changed that scent,
Uh
and
huh.
I didn't get enough of that. But it's fun to do this and to know the finished product and to know the reaction to. I do a lot of pop-ups. Pop-ups are about 35 to 40% of my business. So
Okay.
I enjoy doing the pop-ups because I like to interact and people get the smell. And it's just so rewarding to see people really get to choose between the scents. Again, you only smell a couple, but I have 10 to 12. And to be
Hmm.
able to smell everything and people are going through which one they want to get, but they're having trouble choosing. It I don't take anything for granted. I try to stay with a straight face, but man, this is so rewarding. It is. It is.
That's dope. That's dope. And it's always refreshing when you jump into something that you're having fun with, and that makes life easier.
Yeah, yeah. This is, Perry. everybody always tells me, well, you need to hire somebody, and I sew all of the pocket squares, I sew the ties, and formulate the fragrance, and I bottle everything up as well. And everybody's always saying we need to hire somebody. No, no, I genuinely enjoy it, and
Uh-huh.
I will make sure that I continue doing this myself as long as I possibly can. It's just
Right.
fun. It's fun and it's rewarding to see the people and reactions and just the feedback. I take everyone's feedback. You know, I take everybody's feedback in. I don't take anything for granted. I enjoy. I really enjoy this. Now,
That's
with that said, though, I still enjoy my TV production.
mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to choose the two. I enjoy both.
Right. Yeah, and that's great. That's great. It's I'm not going to say it's rare when you find something that you love to do, but it is a blessing, right? And
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, I love doing this. It's something about just getting up and especially with corporate clients where they have a ton of stuff they ask for.
mhm.
But my thing is, look, I can get it done. It's gonna get done.
But eventually you're gonna have to when you start scaling, you're gonna have to let people in on helping you bottle your fragrances and so in your pockets.
Yeah, look, there is a business side to this. I know at some point, yeah, that's gonna have to happen. But I'm gonna enjoy this ride as long as I can.
Of course, of course. Listen, you could be right there next to them, still doing it, as long as you get some help.
Exactly, exactly. But I'm gonna enjoy this ride as long as I can, though.
That's dope. So do you have any plans to, I mean, you already said you have a pretty wide skew of product categories. Do you have any plans of adding anything else to the collection? I love that. I love your brand.
Well,
Um,
thank you. I
for you
appreciate
guys
it.
that are
I'm a
watching it, I
fan
don't
of
know.
yours. I'm a big fan of the Vitamin M box. I am.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, menswear was my past love. And I say past love because I did that in corporate. So I think your pocket squares and your ties are really dope. So you
Thank
got
you.
something special going on.
Thank you. I mean, I'm always open to things. At one point I used to do watches. I used to put the watch parts together myself. Um,
Wow.
that became crazy because I would poke myself in the hands, and my hands started looking crazy after a while. So I stopped. Um, I'm really I toyed maybe about 2 to 3 years ago. I toyed with body products,
Hmm.
body butter. I would make the body butter. I'm open to doing more body products. That's a tricky thing, though.
Hmm.
It's a tricky thing. I'm I'm more excited about doing more accessories like toiletry bags and things like that. And I already currently have that. And I think I'm going to delve a little deeper into that. Things that can work with people going out the door for casual use, like business card holders and
Hmm.
wallets. So that's something I really want to continue to dive into more so than anything else. So
Yeah.
I
I
don't.
mean, it makes sense because your line is very focused.
Yeah,
You know.
definitely, and I appreciate that.
Mhm.
I try to everything is travel friendly, and that's the big thing behind the brand. Everything is travel friendly. You can get through TSA with any product, and I'm real big about that. I keep forgetting. I launched candles recently.
You
Yeah, I
did.
launched man cave candles recently. So they're more manlier scents. In fact, one of the scents is the same as Rome. So
Okay.
um, I don't know. I don't that has done good. I don't know. I don't know what the future holds, but
Yeah. Yeah.
regardless, I'm going to always listen to my customers. I'm going to listen to my clientele regardless.
Right. Right. So, well, thank you so much for joining me tonight. For you guys that are watching and tuning in, or if you tune in later, just hit replay. I am speaking with Chuck Holliday. He is the founder of Made Lifestyle Collection, and he told us about his entrepreneurial journey, which was very fascinating. His past life as a hip hop artist, 90s, the greatest decade of
Absolutely,
music in my book.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
now I got special love for you. Um, but his two of his fragrances, Cadeau and Roan are in our couples box. See, I'm gonna look at you every time and make sure I get. I'm gonna get
It's okay to mess it up. I mess it up all the time. So I do cologne.
So we have Cadeau, the perfume, and Roan cologne, and they are both in our couples box that is still available for sale. You won't make Valentine's delivery, so don't even try. But if you are if you are in the area, I will do contactless drop off. So in this couples box is both of Chuck's fragrances, half a dozen chocolate covered pretzels, 8-ounce candle from Love Notes Fragrances. You'll meet Naya next week. And also Convo and Chill movie night conversation cards. So you can start with some phone conversation, right?
Not getting out for that.
You got it. That's a dope box. I think it's a
Yes,
dope box,
yes,
right?
absolutely.
So definitely check it out. Just go to my website, thevitaminmbox.com, and it's under boutique boxes because it is part of our Luxe Box collection. We do offer those ever so often, seasonally. And so I'm so happy to have you in our box. This is our first time doing like full fragrances, so it's exciting.
Oh, thank you. I'm honored and I appreciate it. I really do. I really appreciate it. I don't take things like this for granted.
And shout out to Nicole for the connection. Nicole from Blake
Yes, Nikki,
Agency.
my old running buddy. She knew me when I was a struggle photographer, and
Wow.
I used to do a lot of work for her back in the day. So I'm just so glad that we've been able to collaborate now in business and things like that.
Yeah, she's super good. So shout out to Nicole. I'm sure she'll catch this a little later.
Yeah, tear me
But
up a
thank
little
you, Chuck.
bit.
Thank you for taking the time just to sit here and just talk
Oh,
about your
I
journey.
appreciate it, Carrie. It's to clear it up earlier. I know I said I don't do media stuff. You know what it is? I'm nervous about speaking, so that's
You
my
were
thing.
fine.
That's why I'm always kind of about doing interviews. But no,
Right.
I appreciate this, and again, I appreciate you for definitely providing this, and this is a great platform. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you. And I don't take that lightly. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
all of you guys tuning in, make sure you check out Chuck, drop all your information, drop your website, your social media so people can follow you.
Well, I'll do the easier. MadeLC.com is the website. It'll take you to Shop Made LC, same thing.
Mhm.
And on the social media, everything is Shop Made LC, regardless of whether it's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Shop Made LC.
You said your website is madelc.com, right?
Yeah, it's technically shopmadelc.com, but I also bought madelc.com to make it easier for people.
Okay, perfect. I will drop those in the comments and tagging you as well. So guys, make sure you follow Chuck, Shop Made LC on social media and madelc.com. Check out his line. He's got a really dope collection of pocket squares. And, and you guys heard how much blood, sweat, and tears he's putting in these products. He's selling these pocket
And
squares. So,
and real quick, everything is affordable. Like that's very big to
that's
me.
true.
Everything's affordable. Nothing is over $50. I'm real big about that.
Yeah.
Everybody has access to this.
That and which is beautiful. So he has fragrances. How many fragrances do you have now, Chuck?
I now have. Don't laugh. I think it's either 10 or 12. I can't remember.
You got quite a few. I don't know what I was like, that's why when you asked what I wanted in the box, I was like, what do you recommend? You can't get
Yeah, I believe it's 10 right now.
Okay, so you check out his website. He's got fragrances, pocket squares, ties, and you have like travel bags. I thought I saw.
Yeah, travel bags, passport covers, wallets, and candles as well. Man cave candles.
Man cave candles. I love it. So Valentine's Day is around the corner. We got Father's Day coming up. Now I don't know if many people know Black Marriage Day is coming up. That's the end of March. So all these perfect and just to grab some gifts and shop. So make sure you walk out madelc.com. And if you guys catch this later, just hit replay. I'll be make sure to tag Chuck's information in there so you can check him out. The couples box is still for sale. So once again, go to thevitaminmbox.com, check out this couples box. And I might, just put it in the merch shop for people to purchase by itself if they want to do that. So after Valentine's Day. Hey, Nicole just chimed in. Say, hey guys, Chuck, I need you to stop saying you hate interviews. This was so good.
yes, yeah.
That's your
I'm working on it. I'm
publicist.
working on it, Nicole. I'm working.
Listen to your publicist.
I know. I
Right?
know.
No, but you did great.
Thank
And
you.
thank you again. Thank you for taking the time
Thank
to
you. I
chop it up.
appreciate you, Carrie. I really do.
Thank you. And thank you guys for tuning in. And thank you guys in the future for tuning in later. I will be uploading this to my YouTube as well. So if you're not following me on YouTube, you can find me by the Vitamin M Suite, Suite. And I will be posting a clip of this dope interview on Instagram tomorrow. So check that out. This was a fun story. You need Chuck, you need a book. Like I need to hear the stories of back in the day. That's what I need. Nicole, what do you think?
I didn't think about that one.
Right. Not too many secrets, but just enough.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you again, Chuck. Once again, you are tuning in to Behind the Box. This is a series that I feature every month now where you get to meet the entrepreneurs that collaborated with me in that month's box. Chuck was the collaborator of our Lux Couples box. So definitely check out Shop Made LC on social media, madelc.com on his website. Check out all of his product categories. I'm going to be catching some products for hubby. But yeah, definitely check out his things. And once again, go to the vitaminmbox.com. Couples box are for sale. And yeah, that's all we have for sale right now. We just focus on Valentine's Day until I reveal what's in our March box. So thank you guys for tuning in. Chuck, thank you again. Hope you
Thank
guys
you again,
have a
Carrie.
great night. All right,
You
bye.
too. Brooklyn.